Alright, welcome back to my walkthrough for getting an S on No Hope difficulty in Resident Evil 6. This video will cover the first half of Chapter 3, which I can only describe as an absolute nightmare. Chapter 3 of this campaign is easily the most difficult in the entire game, regardless of which character you play as. There are 3 helicopter sections to deal with, 2 of which I'll cover in this video, and each one is more obnoxious than the last. They are just incredibly annoying, but we'll get there when we get there.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
hurry!
Take it easy, will ya?
Hurry!
Take it easy, will ya?
Okay, let's move in. Be careful.
Roger. Assume battle position!
Whenever a Juavo has mutated limbs, it becomes a real bullet sponge, so my advice is to take them out using slides and melee combos if you can. Remember that while they're on the ground, you'll want to position yourself so that you can slam their heads. If you're able to connect, chances are you'll kill them instantly. In this room, we're going to be dealing with a new mutation. These Juavo will sprout an insect-like head and gain the ability to spit webbing capable of freezing you. For that reason, it's really best not to stand in front of them. The best way to deal with them is to take shots at the back of their insect growth, as this is their weak point. A handful of well-placed shots should take them down.
Okay.
Alright, and here we have the first helicopter section. This is probably the easiest of the three encounters, simply because of the fact that you don't have to actually take aim at the helicopter itself. All you need to do here is kill all of the Jawavo that come at you, and the helicopter will eventually fly away. The problem is that the helicopter will be shooting at you throughout the fight, and as you can imagine, it does a truly intense amount of damage on No Hope if it's able to get a beat on you. You don't want to do this section on the upper level, because you're basically a sitting duck for the helicopter. All you have is a couple of pillars to hide behind, and they will eventually be shot down, so the safest place to hide is in the covered area down the ladder. If you stay here, the helicopter won't be able to hit you, generally speaking. Unfortunately, being here also gives you very little room to maneuver when fighting that many Jawavo, but this is your best option by far. During this fight, you'll be fighting a combination of machete-wielding standard Jawavo as well as a new mutation that I call the Grasshopper Jawavo. The number one rule of fighting the Grasshopper Jawavo is to never stand behind them, because they have an extremely powerful leg kick that will put you into a death state instantly. You always want to take them on from the front, which is hardly a safe proposition either, because they all have machine guns in this section. They can group up on you pretty quickly, so I suggest using your best close range weapon, in this case the shotgun, to kill them as fast as possible. They'll usually go down in 2 or 3 shells to their head or chest area. You don't really want to aim for their lower bodies because they won't take very much damage that way. You can also use melee attacks to finish them off like I did a few times here, but just know that you are taking a risk anytime you exit the cover of this overhang due to the ever-present threat of the helicopter.
Cover them! Drop all those Jawavo!
The last Juavo you need to kill is always a little bit tricky because it will tend to stay on the helicopter and tempt you to come out from cover and shoot at it directly. Your AI partner is capable of taking it out by itself, but the amount of time it takes to do so varies wildly in my experience. During my attempts for this video, Chris was sometimes able to kill the last enemy within a minute or so, and other times it took 4 or 5 minutes. Unfortunately, this was one of those latter instances, so I ended up just kind of waiting around and doing nothing for quite a long time. I'll spare you all that and just cut ahead to when this section ends.
The chopper's pulling back!
That'd be too easy. Come on, keep moving.
Captain, we should escort those two out of here. They'll never survive on their own.
We're moving out. Let's go.
We're gonna blow the door! Get ready!
Interesting. Their legs are like a grasshopper's.
I don't care what they are, as long as they stay dead when you kill them.
And now we move directly to the second helicopter section, which has the capability of being absolutely infuriating. The goal here is to take down the copter using the grenade launcher. Unfortunately, finding a safe time to do so can be very difficult because the copter is basically always shooting at you and can easily stun lock you to death. There are a couple of reliably safe times to take aim at it, but what makes this encounter so frustrating is that the helicopter has no discernible flight pattern, so you can never be exactly sure when those brief opportunities are going to arise. To make matters worse, Juavo will pour in on a pretty much constant basis to make this even more of an ordeal. The first thing you'll want to do is take shelter in the enclosure where you picked up the grenade launcher. This is the safest spot to wait for opportunities to attack the helicopter. I say safest and not safe because the copter can actually sometimes hit you through the walls on occasion. One of the first things you'll want to do is make your way around to the other side of the building. The reason you want to do this is because there are crates with grenade launcher ammo in them and you're going to need most if not all the grenades available to you to take down the helicopter. Like I mentioned earlier, there are basically 2 times when it is reasonably safe to fire at the helicopter, and I'll draw attention to them when we get there. Here you're about to see one of the 2 quote-unquote safe times to attack the helicopter. You're going to see it fly from the right side of the screen and dip low. If it flies under the bridge, it will stop on the other side just long enough for you to shoot it without it shooting back. You'll notice that I'm using a trick to fire the launcher at a much faster rate than normal. The way you can accomplish this is to alternate between firing positions between each shot by quickly mashing R3 as you shoot the launcher. Each R3 will cancel the downtime between each shot and allow you to unload all 6 of the grenades in the chamber before the helicopter starts shooting back at you and flying away. After you've shot all your grenades, immediately sprint back to the enclosure and wait for your next opportunity. Here you're going to see the second and most common attack opportunity. The way you can tell it's coming is this. If you're standing facing the entrance of the enclosure, you'll see the helicopter's red diamond marker on the right side of your screen. It'll hover around for a few seconds, then sharply make its way up and over to the left. When it does this, it'll make a brief stop to the right of the bridge to drop off some more enemies. The helicopter will make this same stop several times throughout the encounter, but the number of times it does it and the length of time between stops has no consistent pattern as far as I can tell, and I was never able to find a way to manipulate it. On this particular run, I was lucky in that it stopped enough times for me to get out of this section relatively unscathed, but other times it just flew endlessly for minutes at a time without stopping. When this happens, all I can say is good luck, because I have never found a way to safely damage the helicopter without it making one of the two stops that I pointed out to you. While you're waiting for chances to attack the helicopter, you'll be forced to deal with quite a few Juavo. The grasshoppers you'll see here all have machetes, which fortunately means they're pretty easy to counter. Just wait until their machete is right above their head, then execute the aim cancelling technique to counter them. From there, uppercut them, roundhouse kick them, and smash their heads to take them out without wasting any ammo. Once that ordeal is over, go smash any crates left in the area and make your way into Snake Town.
Roger.
Alpha Team to HQ. We're in pursuit of the target.
Clear.
That's the target.
Damn it! Why won't this thing show itself?
Okay.
How are we supposed to drop this thing if we can't even see it?
Shut up and keep moving.
Roger.
Clear. Damn it! It's not here either. Freeze! Let him go, you piece of shit!
I found it! It's making its way downstairs! Repeat, it's headed downstairs!
You're not getting away, you sneaky piece of shit!
There's too much rubble in the way. Captain, I need your help.
Everyone, report in!
Piers here. I'm on the 3rd floor.
Captain, I can't find Shaft! He's gone! Get a hold of yourself, Marco. Where are you? 2nd floor! Oh, shit. I think that thing's here! Target is on the 2nd floor! You all need to come here now!
Damn thing's toying with us. Roger!
We find that piece of shit and we put it down. Fast and hard.
Roger.
Your encounters with the translucent snake aren't complicated, but it is easy to slip up and take damage by not reacting fast enough. My general rule is this: when the snake opens its mouth, shoot it once, and if it doesn't immediately get stunned, roll away to the side. So long as you do this, you should be able to get through this part of the chapter without too much trouble. The one time I did get bit here was because I accidentally dodged backwards instead of to the side, so be careful not to do that. I recommend using the shotgun if you have ammo for it, because again, it is the best close range weapon you have. If you run out, just be aware that there is a ton of shotgun ammo stored in the 3rd snake room. The snake, of course, isn't totally invisible, so as long as you keep your head on a swivel, you should be able to track it pretty easily. But one helpful tip I can give is to keep an eye on Chris, because he tends to look in the snake's direction as it enters the room.
You killed my men! I think it went through there, Captain.
I know that thing is in here. Time to put an end to this.
After it! Okay.
Its hide is toughened up or something! Our weapons aren't doing anything!
Then we have to find something that will.
And now we have our final encounter with the snake. As soon as you gain control of Piers, sprint in the direction the snake came from and climb the ladder. Pull the lever and Marco will restore power to the line. You'll want to wait until the snake is right in front of you to pull the lever again, Do not make the mistake of assuming that the snake is about to come directly in front of you, because on occasion it will crawl up to the upper level where you are and take a swipe at you. So don't pull the lever until you're absolutely sure that it's staying down there.
We did it. We fried that son of a bitch.
Marco, are you okay? Marco!
Alright, and that's going to do it for the first half of Chapter 3.
At least we got it.
Hope you enjoyed this video, and that you'll join me next time for the conclusion of this very stressful chapter. Later, guys.
Captain,
Okay.
hurry!
I heard you the first time.